Wait for the chat to load in. Wait for the chat. Wait for the chat. So I got some goods to show y'all. So wait for the chat to get in here. I can't wait to do a fit check on stream. My fit's kind of going crazy. Holy shit. What's up, Elliot? Yo, I've gained 150 subscribers in 2 days. Oh my God. Yo, that's crazy. I didn't even realize that. I was just going to get my stream pulled up so I could, oh my God. When did that happen? That's so dope. Y'all are awesome, dude. That's so sick. That's so sick. What's up, Elliot? How's your day going, man? Crazy, bro. I started this channel like 4 months ago. Actually, when did I start this channel? I think I started pretty much right when I started trading. Yeah, I started this channel 3 months ago. Wow, that's insane, dude. Yeah, I was at like 500 subs yesterday. What's up, Carlos? What's up, Carlos? Man, I appreciate y'all coming back. Appreciate y'all coming back. I'm letting y'all load into the stream real quick. Letting y'all load in. Then we're gonna do a little fit check. Ooh, yeah, I'm actually gonna talk about that. I blew my accounts today, and I'm gonna talk about why I don't care. Some people hear that and they go, "Oh no, I can't believe you blew your accounts." Don't care. I'm back on eval, but we got really good ROI on damn, hold on a minute. Fuck. But yeah, we blew the accounts, but again, we made $7,500 on those accounts. Yeah, I increased my risk after taking a payout I tried to take 2 1-to-1 trades risking 1,200 and lost them both, which resulted in me blowing my accounts. I tried to take longs. There was a setup for longs and shorts, and I just did not think we were going to dump 500 points. You know, it's one of those days where, you know, how can you know you're going to displace, 500 points? I'm not mad about anything about it, though. I would do this again. I would do exactly what I did today many times over. Do exactly what I did today many times over. I don't care at all. Back on eval. All right, let me get a couple things pulled up. I'm actually going to show you guys how I set up my evals. Do you guys want some eval tips before we start back testing? Would that be cool with you guys? What do we think about that? Also, hold on. I need to see what my latency is like. I don't know if I'm able to adjust my latency. I'm not sure. Whatever. If you're in chat, say what's up. All right, cool. I'm going to do some advice on evals. So, again, I'm not going to review the trade that I took today because I don't think there's anything to learn from it. It's just I took a buy. I saw the buy model present itself. Actually, I might go over it. We'll see. But again, we are on 5 brand spanking new trading combines. Can I rename these actually? Can you rename them? Oh, you can. That's so dope. All right, I'm going to put this here. So I'm actually going to put a nickname. We're going to go 10K payout account. And we're going to copy and paste that. We're going to edit that to be all the names. Hello? Oh, I can't use the same one. Whatever. We'll make that one the lead account. So, what's up, Rocky? You're new to the stream. I haven't seen you before. What's up, Rocky? Getting some people in here. 5. Again, I'm going to say it one more time. Thank you guys for the love on the channel. It's blowing my mind. We're up 150 subs in 1 day, which is crazy. That's 25% growth. So here's what I do whenever I am trading an eval is on Top Step X, right? We have our chart pulled up. I go over to settings and then risk settings. I make my risk $1,000 and I set my profit at 1,500, not 15,000. And then I check this button here, automatically apply risk and profit bracket to new positions. What's up, Jag? Again, it's really easy for me to set my targets, right? I don't have to think about how much I'm risking because I know I'm as I talked about in the how to actually make money trading prop firms video, this is what you want to do, right? And if you're new to the stream, we're back on evals. I blew my accounts today, but I'm not upset about it. It's part of the process, and we already got paid out on those accounts. So we made our money back on those accounts plus a healthy amount. We're up $13,500 in the past 30 days, and we're still looking to take a payout by the end of the month. There's still so much time left in the month. Still so much time left in the month. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 7, 11 more trading days. So appreciate it, Rocky. Appreciate it, bro. But yeah, that's basically how you make money trading prop firms, guys. I'll go over briefly the trade that I took today. People probably got cooked today because what the hell was that move earlier today? Am I right? Like, look at this fucking candle, right? Wow, this candle closed bullish. Holy hell, that's insane. But yeah, if we look at when you're on eval, you have to pay for it again. I think so. Yeah, if I'm understanding correctly, it was $250 to activate the accounts or to get the accounts. But yeah, price opened, and I think I took my move right here. Yeah, market dumped 700 points basically, right? This candle here was a 900-point candle. So basically what I saw, there was a bearish SMT, but then this candle came out here and swept London session lows. Let me actually go to the 1 hour. Just to kind of show you guys how I lost my trade today. So we had this period of accumulation, and then we had a bearish SMT at the highs. NASDAQ came out and swept out a lot of these stacked lows right here. And then, yeah, just got cooked from there. I took a long, and then I took another long. So I took 2 trades, but I was just, again, because of how much I was risking, I ended up blowing my accounts. But I'm going to continue trading that way. In the least arrogant way possible. If somebody who has made more than, if somebody's making 5 figures a month trading and they think I'm being dumb trading the way that I'm trading, I'll hear them out. But for me, this has been the way that I like to trade, and blowing accounts is just part of the process, and there's no emotional attachment to these accounts at all. But yeah, that's kind of where we're going. That's where we're at right now. We're going to make sure we have copy trading set up so we're all good to go tomorrow. I don't have to think about anything. And then the game plan here is to pass these evaluations within the next 2 days, and hopefully, so here's kind of the timeline that I'm seeing, right? I just want to walk you guys through this. There we go. So I'm hoping we just immediately take a 1 to 1.5 both of these days, pass the accounts, activate them. And then between these 11 days, I think we can realistically get 1 payout. Even if it takes us 3 days to pass the accounts, I still think it's really likely that we get a payout by the end of the month, and we can make this a 20K month, which would be super exciting. It would be my first 20K month trading. Also, quick fit check. I got a comment earlier, and somebody was like, what have you been spending your money on trading? This is not financial advice, but I do want to show a little fit check, right? Because we're kind of up now. A little fit check. Turn the mic up a little bit. Turn the mic up. We got Balenciaga on the T, Balenci on the back, with the Balenci Cargos, W Balenci's in the chat, W Balenci in the chat. And you thought that was all? Hold on, let me try to get this propped up for y'all. Tell me if this is a W pose or not. Oh, you can't even fucking see it. Hold on. And we got Derrick Owen on defeat skis. Derrick Owen with the dead stock tags on them, just in case they thought we was playing. Derrick Owen jumbo laces. But I'm done being materialistic. This is probably the last time that I'm splurging until I buy a house. So I had to have fun with my first couple payouts. That was actually advice I got from somebody who is much more successful than I am. They said, get yourself a couple nice things. Again, because I have a day job, I got myself a little more than a couple nice things. Yeah, just a bit of if you're a materialistic person like me, sometimes that can be motivation. I used to remember seeing clothes and watches and stuff like that. And now you know I got it, and it's all through trading. And I just want you guys to see that this opportunity is there for you too. And I still don't have anything to sell you. If you want the course, let me know. I'll drop a little Discord for $50 a month, make some money on the side. Bro, my payout page won't update for 2 of my XFAs. I wouldn't trip on it. Top Step sometimes takes a while. I've had it take, sometimes it just doesn't go right away. Carlos, W comment, that's funny. All right, but before I get into backtesting, is there anything else that you guys want to go over? Anything besides backtesting? I'm going to leave really quick to grab some water. Let me know if you want to see anything but backtesting because there's latency on my behalf. So I'll be able to read through the comments when I get back. I'll be gone for like 30 seconds. Anyone new to the chat, what's up? Leave anything in the chat that you want to see. Again, back in like 30 seconds. You'll get to see the fit on the way out. All right, did I lose all my viewers? Are we at 0 viewers right now? Oh my God, we lost 3 viewers. Hold on, really quick. Be honest, chat, is this aura farming? Imagine you're at the club and you see this. Is this aura farming? I think that's aura, honestly. I think I do have aura. All right. It looks like we have some questions. What's up, TC Mar? New in chat. Appreciate it, bro. Thanks for tuning in. So let's see. What's the longest I've had to wait? I think we're talking about for refreshing. I've had it take like, 6 to 8 hours after market close. Have a video can explain your strategy or you our own. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Rocky. If you could go a bit more in depth on that. If you mean do I have a video on my strategy? Basically, all my videos include my strategy. Peppa, what's up, bro? Thanks for joining. The channel growth has been crazy lately. Again, 150 subs in the past month. Thank you guys for the love. Oh, dude, if you're requesting payouts, depending on the way that you requested your payout, the longest I've waited for a payout was almost 3 weeks, and I've had that happen a couple times. Bro, Carlos, the Huz fuck with that, bro. The Huz fuck with that, I promise. I watched your last video, and you're right when it comes to risk management on combines. When I start a combine, I win 2 to 3 trades, but risk so little, then end up blowing it. Yeah, 100%. That's how it goes. Let me explain why that is. There is no stakes when you're trading a combine. There's nothing exciting about trading a combine. You're not actually making any money. The way that I look at trading a combine is you're doing this. You're just fucking sitting there, fucking stroking your shit basically to the charts. That's all you're doing. There's no value trading a combine. You're literally trading for the opportunity to give Top Step more money. You're waiting to give Top Step more money. That's all it is. You literally just want to pass the combines as soon as possible because it's just a matter of time until you're trading the combine forever. And then you're not, you know what I mean? It's just a matter of time till you blow it. So yeah, risk more on your combines for sure. Yeah, trailing drawdown messes everything up 100%. That's why I just got to pass it ASAP. What time frame do I analyze SMTs at? Really, this might be bad advice. Because again, I'm not the world's best trader, right? But normally I want it to be a significant high, right? So I want it to take place, probably the hourly SMTs are what I find are the most important. But I just want it to look like, if I'm watching the 1 minute, and let's say, for example, I'm looking at, let's say that I'm watching ES and NQ, right? Let's say I'm watching both of these at the same time. Let's say, like right here, I would take this into account, right? So we have this SMT right here. I'm not going to trade this, obviously, because I hate Asia session. But we have this SMT right here where ES takes out these lows. NASDAQ doesn't, even though I'm watching the 1 minute. What do we have? Then we have a clear change in the state of delivery. We rebalance the change in the state. This is a trade that I would take during New York session, probably, right? Given that, let's see what the higher time frame narrative is. I don't know, actually. We're kind of just chopping around. We're inside of a higher time frame. Right, this is just an example, though. Like basically the way that I look at it is like, no matter what time frame you're on, you just want to be able to see the SMT from across the room. Like if I'm sitting all the way back here, I still want to be able to see the SMT, if that makes sense. It's not like, because price is fractal. It doesn't, every time frame holds the same value. I take most of my trades on the 15 seconds, not the 15 minutes, the 15 seconds, because time is fractal. As far as favorite time frames go, yeah, I'd say 4 hour and 1 hour for determining bias, 15 minute and 5 minute for seeing lower time frame order flow, and then 2 minute, 1 minute, 15 second for entries. Can you request a payout while you're waiting for one? Yes. I passed my eval last week, Friday. Last week. Friday was up 2,900. Today, lose 400. Only need 2 more days for a payout. Should I just get those 2 more $200 days and take the payout, or build a big ab buffer first? What's my thoughts? I would at this point be risking 800 a trade personally. Again, I don't know your win rate or your RR. If you're asking what are my thoughts, my win rate would allow me to risk 800 per trade to 1,000 per trade, because that would be about, oh no, you're at 2,900. I would risk, me personally, 700 to 800 per trade for however many more winning days that I need, because that would be 25% of the account buffer that I have. And given that, let's say I win one, lose one, and then win one, my account balance would be closer to $4,000. Then I could take a $2,000 payout over 5 accounts, which would be $10,000, and I'd still have a $2,000 buffer after that to work with. But I'm always a fan, generally, of taking your payouts the second you can to secure profit, because that's going to be really good for your psychology. Do you react to price or marry a specific bias when coming into the market? I do a little bit of both. I want to be trading in the direction that I believe the higher time frame draw on liquidity is. So for example, today, I'm not upset about the risk that I took, but I am a little bit upset that I married my bias. Because what I saw coming into the market open, right? This candle here was market open. Right there was when we opened. So what I saw is, relatively clean change in the state of delivery. We also had a displacement move above these highs. And then we started retracing back down to the market structure shift inside of this higher time frame PD array. So in what I should have been able to do, and what I need to get better at doing, is adjusting to when price isn't moving in the direction of my bias and reevaluating. Because at this point, what I should have been able to do is see that we have a lot of low resistance liquidity. We also have this low right here. We have these resting lows down here, and the market could want to move lower. So I try not to marry my bias, but something that it would need to flip my bias would be, basically some of the things that we saw today, right? If I'd have waited for the macro open to take my trades, I would have seen that we had a clean change in the state of delivery. We displaced through a previous low. We rejected a higher time frame PD array, and we also put in a bearish SMT on the higher time frame. So for it to change my bias, I just have to be proven wrong on the higher time frame narrative. Does that make sense? What's up, Wen Chow? Thanks for popping in. Thanks for showing love. 17 viewers is an all-time high for the channel, by the way. 17 views is a new all-time high. Yeah, no problem, Peppa. Again, also, don't just blindly take my advice. Backtest, understand your RR. Don't lie to yourself about your RR and your win rate, because the market isn't player versus player. Wen Chow, per trade on eval, I risk maximum daily drawdown. Oh, wait, I meant to go this way with it. Hold on, let me plug in my vape ski because I'm going to need a vape break here in a little bit. I don't even use my PlayStation anymore, bro. Like, I have a PlayStation down there. Don't even use it. Wick Theory. Oh, I forgot that question. I have no idea what Wick Theory is. TJ Mar, what was your question? I'm down 1.3 on the past 50K funded with only a 2.5K drawdown. How much would you be risking? It depends on how much you've been risking, and it depends on your RR and your win rate. So, like, for me, when let's say I have a $2.5 thousand drawdown, I understand that my win rate is about 70% and my RR is 1.5. So I would feel comfortable risking anywhere from 1/3 to 1/4 of my drawdown. No problem, Wen Chow. Sam, appreciate it, bro. But yeah, so again, it depends on your win rate and your RR. I got my Balenciaga shirt. Oh, some of y'all might have missed the fit check. We're back up to 18 viewers. Quick fit check. But I'll answer your question first. Basically, what I would recommend is understanding your RR and your win rate. So if I had $2,500 in drawdown, I would have been risking anywhere from 600 to 700 per trade. And I would just keep trading that. And if I happened to blow the account, that is part of the process. Don't get emotionally connected to this account and start changing how you trade because, oh, I might blow it. You know what I mean? Was that helpful, TC Mart? Basically, my answer would be risk how much you've been risking and just accept the fact you're going to have to build your way out of that buffer or build back your buffer. Trying to see what else we got here. I think I answered that. Don't know Wick Theory. Again, Sam, appreciate it. Oh, yeah, fit check really quick because some of y'all are new to the stream. Some of y'all saw the fit check already. But this is all from the real because that was all I knew about, buying. I don't know anything. My fashion was whack as fuck. If you haven't seen my Instagram, you'll see my fashion game. It was weak as shit. All right. So we got Balenciaga tee, Balenciaga cargo shorts, Rick Owen jumbo laces with the tag on it. I don't plan on taking off. With, of course, blooded Cardi. Just because, basically, somebody asked for a fit check. They asked where I got the shirt from. It's basically Balenci. Do I rotate my account or just copy trade? I just copy trade. Anything but copy trading is a waste of time. Anything but copy trading is a waste of time. Sure, start with one account just to build confidence and get familiar with trading on eval. If you're not profitable, don't buy funded accounts. They got hella Balenci there. But yeah, basically, what was I saying? I'm not used to managing this much of a stream. It was crazy. Shit, what was I saying, chat? Oh yeah, I copy trade. Long story short, I copy trade. The NQ chain, not wearing it right now. I'm waiting on the bigger Cuban chain to hold the pendant because the tennis chain digs into my neck a little bit. I need a bigger chain for it, so that's on the way. I'm located in Kansas City, Missouri. The best city in America, I might say. Kansas City is fucking awesome. Kansas City is great. One of the best cities in the country. And I've been to Miami. I've been to DC. I've been to Chicago. I've been everywhere, chat. And Kansas City is fucking awesome. Love Kansas City. Yeah, 70% win rate, but the real deal messed up my Yeah, you can't let your mental get fucked on, dude. You can't let your win rate get fucked on. 100, or not your win rate, your psychology. Your psychology is the most important thing you have as a trader, because the market isn't player versus player, it's you versus you. That's all there is to it. Like, that's whenever somebody says like it's unrealistic to get X amount of profit goal or this amount of return on investment, says who, right? It's you versus you. What material? I have no idea what it is. I know it's on the tag, I think, but I'm kind of too lazy to look at it. If you can, I don't know. I got no idea. I know I have a tag in here somewhere. It's in here somewhere. I have no idea. South Africa crazy. I've heard of it. I don't know. Oh, as an American, my geography is not great. I know that's where Elon's from, though. Get used to it. We got 40K soon. Appreciate it, CC. That's awesome, bro. I hope so, man. Hope so. Do I have a job and trade? Yes. So, who wants to try to guess my job? Who here can guess what I do? No, I'm not from South Africa. I'm from Kansas City. Looks like Carlos is from South Africa, though. Opinion on 15-minute fair value gap plus IFVG. I mean, my honest opinion is I think pattern recognition trading sucks. That's my honest opinion. I don't believe in, at least again for me personally, not everything I say is law, but you know, I don't like the idea of like, oh, I see something, I see an IFVG, I'm gonna enter, because then you have no idea why you're getting stopped out on your trades. So I'm a much bigger fan of creating a narrative for the market. I'm a much bigger fan of creating a narrative. But I think 15-minute fair value gaps are a great confluence, and I think an IFVG is a great confluence. Again, a confluence is more of just like a puzzle piece that helps you put together the picture of where the market wants to go. Yeah, you guys got it though, or at least Elliot did, and Carlos. Yeah, I weld. That's my job outside of trading. He work at a dispensary. He gave. I do be given to Huz. I don't smoke though, chat. I don't smoke. I don't think it's bad. I don't like it. It's not for me. Not for me at all. All right, I think this has been a good little opening segment. W's in the shot for the opening segment. You know what's so bad, bro? I don't know where is Namibia. I have no idea where that is. Hold on, let's do some geography together, guys. I have no idea that. I did not. No, I've never sold. I don't sell anybody Fent. I have never sold Fent. Namibia. Where is that? I'm gonna dox your shit. So it's a I thought it said country in South Africa. I was like, no fucking way. That doesn't make no sense. Where is that on the map? On the map. I've heard of that one, Botswana. I've heard of that. My geography is so bad though, but I think I have better geography than most Americans. Okay. Would I trade off of high time frame fair value gap with an IFVG and a CISD? Let me show you this really quickly, because I'm not sure if everyone here has seen my videos. I'm not trading off of like any handful of specific confluences. I need to have a general idea of why the market's moving. So let me open up the backtesting session with this, right? Let's lock in. So what am I looking for when I want to enter a trade? The main idea is I want to put together in my mind, why do I think price is moving? Where on God's green? I always can never find this thing. Here it is. Okay. So let's say we have something like this. So overnight, we have a displacement move down. And then we accumulate during London session. Maybe we come up a little bit higher, start to accumulate a little bit more, right? And now we're at market open, right? This is market open right here on my chart. On the higher time frames, what I want to see is the main thing behind my strategy, I've said this in videos before, is AMD. You guys might be familiar with AMD. It's accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So a lot of people I see when they're new, they enter trades in this spot here or this spot here. And that's when you zoom in and price is doing one of these, like this right here. This would be accumulation. down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Like that's accumulation. I don't want to be trading accumulation. So, you know, if you're talking about, oh, would I trade, what did you say exactly? Would I trade off of a higher time frame fair value gap with an I? So let's say, for example, we are right here. If we are inside of this higher time frame fair value gap, but then we have a CISD and an IFVG in here, that's great, but it doesn't help my entry, right? So what I want to see, let's say that right here is a SIBI that we've generally had a bearish reaction to, right? Every time we've came into this SIBI, we have a bearish reaction on NQ and on ES. Then let's say we have market open and we see ES, let's say it's actually a bit more like this. Let's say we're looking at the S&P and the S&P does this, right? Takes out these highs. Be able to take out those highs. That would mean that's manipulation. So that's the first thing I'm looking for when I'm entering a trade. I want to see the market manipulating. That's the first thing I look for. It's not a fair value gap. It's not any of that. That's all stuff that's just on the chart. Normally, I put things on my chart on the higher time frame at like 7 a.m., 7:30 my time, like an hour before the market opens. Because I just kind of want to know what the market did overnight. SIBI is basically a bearish fair value gap. SIBI stands for sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Basically what it means is there's a balance between buyers and sellers. So like if you look here, right, this is a SIBI. This would be a SIBI right here. Now, if I had to ask you, let's go, right here. Do we think with this move, there was more sellers or more buyers? There was definitely more sellers. What does that mean? It means there was an imbalance of sell orders and an inefficiency of buy orders. Buy orders were not efficient because buy orders got ran through. We had displacement to the downside. So that's what SIBI means. But let's say we have this sell side inefficiency that we've had a bearish reaction to. Watching my live and refreshing payouts at the same time. A watched pot does not boil, my friend. But let's say that we have an SMT, right? That's what this move would be. It would be an SMT where NASDAQ doesn't take out these highs. Then let's say, okay, we zoom in and we have a 15-minute BISI, right? A buy side inefficiency on the move up or a buy side imbalance on the move up. And then let's say we see NASDAQ run those, come on, man. So let's say we have that and then we see NASDAQ run through this BISI while simultaneously respecting the sell side inefficiency or imbalance. So now what am I getting from the market, right? What is the story I'm being told? What I'm being told is the higher time frame narrative is bearish, right? Although yes, we broke structure to the upside, or we went higher and we might have had a change in the state of delivery inside of this sell side imbalance. We manipulated highs inside of this imbalance, and now we're seeing the buy side imbalances being disrespected by sellers, and we have all this generated sell side liquidity here, right? So now what would I want to see? I'd want to see us displace underneath these lows, creating another fair value gap in favor of the draw on liquidity. So I want to see a gap, again, in favor on the draw on liquidity. We retrace to that gap and then continue lower. And my entry on a trade like this would maybe look something like, something like this, like at a 1-to-1 in this example. But let's say this low was down here and this low was down here, right? Then I could target a higher move. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, that's basically the model that I trade. And it's the exact same thing on the buy side. And I have a video on this. Let me pull up the video that it is. Hang on. I don't really want to dox my YouTube recommended. It shows my age. It shows that I'm 21. Bro, this kid is, bro, tap into the live, bro. This guy just commented, show me your strategy. I'm like, bro, tap into the live. Why not enter off the first BISI inverse? Great question, because it doesn't tell me enough. How many of you guys in chat have entered on an inverse fair value gap and immediately go to your stop loss? How many times has that happened? How many times has that happened? All the fucking time. Because one confluence isn't enough to tell you the story of the market. It's not enough. Not enough at all. That's like opening a book, reading one page, and then being like, yep, I understand the ending of the book. No, you don't. You got to wait for more confluence. And again, you can't always know where the market's going to go. Otherwise, we'd all have 100% win rates, and I'd be charging you guys $10,000 a month for my course. But that's how I've been successful trading, and I hope you guys understand that. Yeah, and again, like for example, I lost my trade this morning because I did not do a good job of reading the markets. However, if I had the clairvoyancy, not even the clairvoyance, because that's like supernatural levels of insight, but if I would have just taken a step back from my bias and really looked at the charts, I could have caught the short today. I just kind of suck. I'm not perfect yet, right? We're still working on it. I think TJR strat is super valid. And I think TJR is a great starting point for beginners. I think TJR's early content is a great introduction to ICT concepts. I think he says he doesn't trade ICT, but also this is kind of like elite ball knowledge. ICT concepts weren't developed by ICT. ICT just was a really good marketer. So like what we call ICT concepts like fair value gaps, liquidity sweeps, CISD, market structure shifts, all these concepts have been around for a really long time before ICT. He just gave them cool names and introduced it to the masses. But yeah, I think TJR has a solid trade. You can never know when price is going to be volatile with no news. You can never know. That's like asking, how do you know where price is going to go tomorrow? Like you can never 100% know. I had no idea price was going to do that today. And I think I opened with that. I was like, I should have just today we all should have just known that as we're approaching all-time highs, we're going to dump X amount of points, right? I guess the only thing that could have led us to that conclusion is the fact that we swept all-time highs, on the 15th yesterday. That's the only way we could have known. Appreciate it, Krish. Appreciate it, bro. All right, let's get into backtesting. I think I've done enough yapping. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me yap and you want to see me take some trades. Is it worth trading? Yeah, we can still trade all the time. I'm just going to resume the session that we took yesterday. And I'm going to try to get this risk reward up. Again, the win rate last backtesting session on stream was 75%. We had a basically 0.9 R, which is not great. It's basically 1-to-1. I try to be closer to 1 to 1.5. But I'm sure some of you guys would, be very happy with these stats. Not saying that's a bad thing. It's just I, want to do a bit better than that. So let's get into it. What time is it right now? Yeah, let's go to market open. Also, I'm going to take a vape break. L vape in the chat. Oh, this is actually a good question. I'm sure I've answered it to some extent. Varinder, hope I said that right. Saw your video about going in heavy and evals. What stops me from going on tilt? I'll go full screen for this. Then we'll backtest. Promise, guys. Promise we'll backtest. No, L-Vape. Actually, this is a bad influence. What stops me from going on tilt is it's part of the results. It's part of the process. Here's a key. Do not be results-oriented. I don't trade to take payouts. That's a losing mindset. Does vaping help your emotions while trading? Oh, dude, that's awesome. That's hilarious. I'm not results-oriented in anything in my life. I trade because I enjoy it. I love being on the charts. I wouldn't be on stream backtesting if I didn't love trading. And I've been doing it for 5 months now, and I love it more and more every single day. I love the feeling of looking at the charts and figuring out where I think price wants to go. I love waiting for my entry. I love every part of trading. And I just understand that part of the process because I am process-oriented, not results-oriented, because I love the process. Part of the process is I'm going to blow accounts. Part of the process is I'm going to lose trades. But another part of the process is taking payouts. Another part of the process is winning trades. Another part of the process is 5K days. And that feels great. And I know that whenever I lose, the winning trade is just around the corner. So I don't care. Like, I blew 5 accounts today. There might be people in chat who've never even passed 5 evals. Not in a way where I'm like saying, oh, I'm so much better than you. But like, I remember when I first started, I probably couldn't fathom blowing 5 accounts. But I blew 5 accounts today, literally closed my phone, opened up YouTube, and started playing some music. And I was just like, I'll buy more accounts when I get home, because it's part of the process. And it also did help. Yeah, I just started trading 5 months ago. Someone fill in Raybix on who I am. Let them know I'm him. Just kidding. Just kidding. Welcome to the channel, bro. And yeah, TC, I appreciate the love, man. I'm definitely going to keep streaming. It also helps a ton to see the support I'm getting from you guys. Again, up 150 subs. Big fan of that. Now let's get to the back testing. So we are at, I probably need to start opening to 9 a.m. or 8:30 to give you guys a better idea of what I do, and also to be more accurate. This is kind of similar to what we looked at today. So we had a really big displacement move. Let's go forward 1 minute to get the candle closure. We don't get a clean change in the state on NASDAQ on the 4-hour. And this looks like a higher time frame SMT on the sell side, right? Am I tripping? Nope. NASDAQ took out all of these lows here. So this actually could be buy side manipulation or sell side manipulation. So I'd mark this out on ES because I'd want to make sure ES doesn't take out these lows at any point. Yeah, you can watch this after it's over. To learn to trade in 5 months, I didn't learn from one person specifically. I just became obsessed. Obsession is the mother of mastery. But again, we are displacing underneath of these lows. We do have a market structure shift. We don't really get a change in the state on the 1 hour, but we do run all of these buy side imbalances. So there's an argument to be made for taking shorts. We do have sell side liquidity resting inside of this fair value gap. So we could potentially see NASDAQ coming even lower to manipulate these lows before continuing higher. This looks really similar to what we saw today. Could be really similar to what we saw today. Go to the 1 hour here. Yeah, this looks like manipulation. So let's drop down to the 15 minute. Actually, the 5 minute. Where would I want to see a market structure shift before I feel comfortable longing this? Let's just drop down and kind of see what price does. Because we could try to just catch a continuation here. Like if we inverse this gap, this is pretty clean for a short. Yeah, we also have another SMT, like a lower time frame SMT on the 5, or I guess, you know, SMTs are fractal, but we have this SMT right here. Drop down to the 3 minute. We inverse this 3 minute gap, nearly get a change in the state. Being respectful of this gap up here. Let's drop down to the 15 second. We'd want to, if this change in the state holds and we get a down move here, I would take a short. Yeah, I'll take a short here. I think this is relatively safe. Now we'll just look at what price shouldn't do. Where should price not need to go? Price shouldn't really need to take out this fair value gap here. And then we have, of course, double resting lows here. This is going to be a really good place here to take partials, lock in profit. Then we can leave runners down here to where we anticipate a manipulation like to happen. I think this is a pretty solid continuation here. We'll place order here, risk 1%. How do you exit one contract? Retail sales report, I don't think matters. Hold on, let me look at Forex Factory. This is also where you go to see news. Yeah, there's no important news tomorrow. Just don't trade pre-market. There's no important news tomorrow. You can also, on Forex Factory, hit this little funnel button here, and you can only see red folder news and orange news. This is all that matters. Yeah, you can set buy limits or stop limits, or you can just manually close parts of your position. Like if you're going long, you can just sell off contracts whenever you see price go to where you want it to go. Or if you're going short, you can buy contracts and it'll do the same thing. But let's see if we get the displaced move we're hoping for. Okay, bang. We'll take off half our position at 1-to-1. And then we will move stop losses to break even. Look at that move, guys. Tell me this shit doesn't work. Tell me this shit doesn't work. Come on, that's awesome. That was a really good way to start this session. All right, let's keep going forward here. That's what I should have done today. This was pretty easy to catch because I should have done this today. I'm sure some of you guys are in the same boat. I would have made generation. I would have probably had a $10,000 day if I took shorts today. But regardless, we persevere. Let's go to the macro open once again and then zoom out to the 4-hour. Let's see if we got that manipulation leg we talked about. No, now ES is the leading index. Would you look at that? Shorts on ES could have been crazy. This is FX replay. I don't think, honestly, Carlos, I'm going to be honest, I don't think price action was bad today. I don't think price action was bad today. Even though I did lose my trade, but I don't think price action. You don't have to retract your message, Carlos. It's okay to say that. It's okay to have thoughts. I'm seeing if I'm losing anything. No, I don't think so. Appreciate y'all being active in the chat. I really do appreciate it. It makes this a lot more fun for me because I could just be back testing in front of an empty screen. Okay, so now my bias is probably going to be long for the day. Why is that? Well, we have a really big, we did run this first inefficiency, but that doesn't matter because we have to look at the most recent FVG in this move, and that's basically all the way, like, that's a TJR. I'm not really going to dive deep into that, but basically all I'm looking at this one now. I'm looking at this first BISI. And what do we, I think we have an SMT inside of this SIBI. More momentum trader. Price action, there's always setups. That'd be my feedback. There's always setups. What people refer to as bad price action is periods of accumulation. Accumulation is when price is doing this. I think price action was great today. I just didn't get the message that price wanted to go lower until it was too late. But this is bad price action, like choppy price action. And this, yeah, like this is going to happen every day. Oh yeah, I think FX replay is like $25 a month. It's worth it. 100%. If you're not back testing, you're not banging right. Barcode price action. I've never heard that before. Bro, I'm stealing that, bro. Tristan, that's fire. Barcode price action. Okay, so what would I want to see? I would want to see this SMT hold if I think we're going to continue higher. Because we would be trading against the trend, and the reason I'm doing that is because I don't think that we really want to go lower. I think the draw on liquidity has been met. So where would I need to see like a market structure shift? Because we have accumulated down here. We have a ton of generated buy-side liquidity. I mean, these are all basically stacked highs, which are a super strong draw. Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling good about longs here. If we inverse this 5-minute gap, I can start to look for an entry on the 15-minute or the 15-second, but we don't. Okay, we do. Let's see if we get a change in the state of delivery on the 5-minute. Nah, we don't. We also immediately inverse that 1-minute gap or that 5-minute gap. So again, here's another example. We're kind of just accumulating right now, so I'm not rushing into a trade. Like this might be what some people call bad price action. Like we had a little dump. No, I've never traded Forex. Heard too many bad things about it. With all due respect, I don't have anything against anybody who does trade it, but I've heard too many bad things to be, interested in trading Forex. So we already have higher time frame manipulation. What I'd want to see I'd want to see manipulation in the lower time frame before I feel confident taking any sort of trade. Not big enough of a manipulation move. I need to see a big manipulation move if I'm going to feel comfortable trading today. Okay, we have a bullish SMT. Immediately gets invalidated. Now we do have a change of the state. Let's see if we revisit any of these gaps. Let's see how we treat this right here. We also have this doji right here. Look at the 15-second here. See if I can find an entry. Oh, whoops. Is there an entry here? Look on the 1 minute. I'm kind of like pulling teeth to find a trade right now. No, it's 11 o'clock. Yeah, and again, it's kind of what we're talking about here. I don't really want to be trading this price action. I would need to see something that tells me this is not bad to trade. I need to see some sort of manipulation leg. Oh, speak of the fucking devil. Okay, so we do manipulate inside of a 5-minute fair value gap. And it's the most recent 5-minute fair value gap. I'm sure on the 15-second, we also have some sort of change in the state. Yeah, we inverse a 15-second fair value gap, and we also have a change in the state to the buy side inside of a higher time frame fair value gap. I think we are still in equilibrium of our range, very close to it. Again, it's there's just not really any draws, man. I'll take it for the sake of taking it. I think this is the only thing missing from this setup is a really good draw on liquidity. So I'll probably just I'll go a little bit tighter here, and by tighter I mean I'll just essentially increase my risk. So I'll take profits here, and I'll also take profit at a 2.5. Let's see. Do I trade specific times? Yes. Essentially, I'm period of accumulation. So normally what you'll find is you accumulate pre-market and you'll find some sort of manipulation and then a delivery to liquidity, usually between like 8:40 to 9:30 Central Time, right? So like within the first hour of the market open, and then usually around the lunch hour, price presents itself in a pretty good way. So let's see what we do here. No bueno. That one didn't play out. Yeah, because again, we just kind of entered in chop here. Yeah, I mean, we did have a little bit of a move there, but no bueno. It's all right, though. It's how the cookie... Where's my 4-hour candle? Oh, I got it. Whatever. Yeah, not great. 1-1 on the session. Still up $2,500 on the accounts. So, failed to displace higher. We still might be wanting to go lower. But I honestly, I don't know. I'm not buying it, dude. Not buying it. Not buying it, dude. Not buying it for 1 second. Oh, I guess I should have been buying it. Okay, market open. So we invalidate the SMT. So that wasn't right. This is not very clear to me. We've even been chopping up on the 1 hour, just chopping it up. We're kind of just accumulating on the 1 hour too. But we do see a manipulation move on the 1 hour. See an SMT. So that could be our manipulation leg, but then ES manipulates these highs. So I don't know, right? I'm not going to force a trade here. I would wait to see where price wants to deliver to. Again, here it's like I want to go higher because just where is the liquidity on the sell side, right? Like NASDAQ just manipulated these lows, and ES still could chase higher. Vape Chief. Dude, I didn't even realize I was doing it on stream, dude. I was kind of just reached for it instinctively. It makes me more profitable. I'm just kidding. We do create an imbalance on the 15 seconds. We do get a change in the state on the 3-minute. There's still some more highs that could be chased. Are we going to retrace it at all is the question. There's no 2-minute. I forget about that. I love the 2-minute. Let's make sure we get a change in the state in the 5-minute. Okay, so we do get that. Now we have a down move. Let's wait for a change in the state on the 15 second. Or some sort of displacement higher. Wait a minute. ES just put in, just took out. What highs are these? This is the 1 hour. God, this is so freaking ugly. Why are they moving so non-correlated? On God, hitting the vape is automatic TP smack. Can you guys imagine like the feeling of the nicotine rush after, like while your TP is hitting? It's probably about as good as busting a fat load when you hit your TP. Just putting your fucking baby batter everywhere. Gosh, this is so challenging. I don't know. I don't know where price wants to go. I don't know. We see displacement higher. The macro just opened. And we're pushing higher. Dude, this could be manipulation. I don't know yet. I'm not confident enough to take a trade. I guess we are kind of trading with the trend here. We just place above these highs. We create this buy side imbalance. If we retrace here, I'll take a long off of that. We don't inverse it. Okay. So now if we get a clean change in the state here, I would take this. Okay, so we do inverse that gap on the 15 second. That's why we don't enter off of emotions, boys. So maybe now it's time to look, because the draw on liquidity for this bearish gap looks to have, or this bearish imbalance looks to have been taken, right? We manipulate these lows. But then, oh, this is so challenging. Is my Cardi fake? No, dude. What are we talking about? Is my Cardi fake? Absolutely not, dude. Nothing fake on my body. God, it's so challenging. I don't know. I don't know. Like, my heart is telling me longs, but do I use time-based PD arrays? A little bit. I think higher time frame PD arrays hold more value. Like, I look at I know that there's an imbalance over here to the left of us. Like, I know that there's an in between bullshit right now. You know what I mean? And I'm just looking for something clean to enter off of. And, you know, ES has just been displacing higher. NASDAQ did displace a little bit. I do think there's more draws on liquidity to the sell side too, but it's just not super obvious. We do get a change in the state here after this period of accumulation. But then also, look what we have here. We have bearish SMT, so it's not or do we have an SMT bearish? Do we have a bearish SMT? Yeah. So it's not super obvious, you know. But we are displacing lower on ES, and this could have been the manipulation move. Ugh, I think I'm going to go short here, boys. We got to change in the state to the sell side. We displaced underneath these lows. I'll use the 15 second to enter here. So we'll have TP1 at these lows, and then we'll go break even and let it run. Again, I'm not in love with this trade, but let's give it a go. Yeah, we're just chopping. All right, we get to take profits here. Close 50%. Stop loss at break even because we should respect these gaps. We're retracing a little bit. I might trail my stops here. Let's look on the 1 minute and see if we've created any gaps that we should be respecting. We can put our stop above this gap here. Yeah, we wick it. Do we hit our TP too? We do. It's all right though. Still profited. All right, next day. Let's go to the 4 hour. 4 hour. Remove drawings. Remove drawings. Realistically, would I have taken this trade in live markets? Yeah, probably. I mean, what? It was like 9:35 or something like that. Probably. Normally, I don't really take it. So normally, if I'm trading, I'll trade between like 8:30 and like 9:40 at the latest. And if I don't find a trade there, I will get back on the charts around lunchtime, but I won't trade past. The latest I'll take a trade is like 12 o'clock my time, which is like 1 p.m. Eastern. But I'm not trading between like 11 a.m. my time and, 1 p.m. my time. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain areas I look to catch moves. Is it fucking thunderstorming? I'm not gonna. Actually, I could have just doxed myself. Did I dox myself? No. Okay. Earliest I would take a trade is probably market open 8:30. I don't really want to take trades pre-market just because manipulation happens on market open so often. Okay, let's get rolling here. Pushing higher, pushing lower inside of this gap. This swing low gets taken here. Let's actually look at that on the 1 hour. So yeah, the trend is showing us that it's bearish right now. That's what we're seeing. But am I buying it? We also did just put in a bullish SMT. So it's like, again, here, the SMT kind of means nothing. What time do I get on the charts each morning? I'll open up the charts for the first time around like 7:30 my time, just to kind of see what price did overnight. I'll maybe chart some things out like higher time frame PD arrays. I'll see if we had a really big move, etc., etc., etc. And then the earliest I'll take a trade is 8:30. I'm gonna be honest, I don't trade order blocks or breaker blocks really. I need to study breaker blocks because I've been hearing more and more about them, and I've seen people using it as a really powerful confluence. I do not trade order blocks though. Again, some people preach by them, but I generally think less is more. But yeah, so here the fact that both these SMTs essentially invalidate each other because we have a bearish SMT and a bullish SMT, doesn't really mean much of anything. So I want to look at the higher time frame narrative. We've been selling off. We ran through this buy side imbalance, and it looks like we're rebalancing. Let's look at our range. We're probably perfectly in equilibrium. Just about. Actually, if we include that low right there, yeah, we're just about in equilibrium. So are we going to push lower? Who knows? We are inside of this, again, this higher time frame gap. So I'll kind of just want to see what price offers me on the lower time frames. Let's go down to the 15 minute, see if there's anything special here. Like, again, it's very challenging to tell here. So I'm kind of just wanted to look at NASDAQ here because ES isn't helping me enough. Yeah, breaker blocks, I've been hearing a lot about them. Can you guys hear the thunder through the mic? It's fucking crazy. But we do have this 15-minute change in the states. Kind of just been accumulating. It's harder to tell if we're manipulating or not because, again, if we look at these lows right here, NASDAQ took them. ES didn't. But let's look at these highs right here. ES took them, but NASDAQ didn't. So I'm not really totally sure. I don't know. I think the no-brainer move would be to go short here, but then it's like, well, what are we targeting? Whenever I have two opposite SMTs like this, I just look at what the rest of the market says, right? Because an SMT is one confluence. So I want to see, again, what is higher time frame order flow? It's been relatively bearish. And then I'm kind of just trying to catch little movements. Like, I'm not really trying to catch a huge movement if we've been overall, like if we have two opposing SMTs. Here, it's like a unique example because we don't really have any sell-side liquidity. We're just inside of this gap that we've kind of rebalanced to equilibrium to. So I'd kind of just see what the market gives me again. So let's click forward here. Dude, the thunder is your representation of power for your training. Yeah, like here, I don't know. I'm feeling like I want to go short here. But then again, I'm kind of just targeting void. Took on the 5 minute. Like, yeah, you know, stops above the imbalance. We had a change in the state we were pretty respectful of. And then just target a 1-to-1 here. This is very similar to the trade I took today. It was just in the opposite direction. So maybe that means I shouldn't be taking it. This one will risk a little bit more because it's a coin flip basically, but I think I'm on the right side of probability more often than not. My mic randomly cuts out for a few seconds. Yeah, there's no clear draw on liquidity, but we also could be rebalancing, right? Because again, there's 4 reasons price moves. Price doesn't just move to hunt liquidity. It also moves to generate liquidity. I'm just going to abbreviate that. But it also moves to rebalance, to fair value gaps, and equilibrium. So again, I'm saying here, maybe price wants to rebalance a little bit more before we continue higher. Because we just generated all this liquidity, right? So I don't know. This might be a losing trade. Let's find out. Wait, we got to go to the 1 minute here. We'd want to see this 1 minute fair value gap get respected, which it doesn't really. Yeah, we top ticked a losing trade. Let's see what price overall does. I'm curious to see. This is probably back test. Are we just accumulating at equilibrium? I genuinely think here we're literally just accumulating in equilibrium. I just happened to get shit on. Yeah, look at where price is. It's right under equilibrium. Rats. Let me zoom in a bit more. I do want to see if price ends up hitting our target. Because this is where we entered, I think. And we just happen to go boom, boom. So price does eventually displace lower, but it happened to go higher first. Unfortunate. All right, let's go to, again, 4 hour here. Hopefully we can kind of get out of jail here with this rebalancing act that we're doing. Okay, so we dump lower again on ES and on NQ. 4 hour structure still holding bearish. Did displace below these lows. Go to the 1 hour. Market structure shifts and a change in the state, and we inverse to 1 hour gap. Let's look at ES. It do be like that, bro. It do be like that. Any SMT skis? We do have this bearish SMT. But again, here, I'm not going to live and die by the fact we put in an SMT. Especially if, well, you know what? We do have some draws on. We have these double stacked lows. Let me see. Let me try to listen to the market for a minute. Let's see what the market's telling us. We do have these stacked lows right here. We do have some generated sell side right here. We did run this imbalance. Now we have a bearish SMT on the hourly level. Let's see. This is going to be interesting. So NASDAQ sweeps these highs, putting in an SMT after this accumulation period. See if we end up pushing higher. Because it's just something to think about. Just something to think about. Because there's also going to be a lot of buy-side liquidity too. Right? Like we have highs here, have highs here. You know, we have a lot of highs here. But the fact that ES isn't... I might be taking this trade on ES. Let's find out. I want to see displacement lower. I want to see us inverse this 5-minute gap, preferably. So we hold this gap bullish. For now, at least. We're still kind of just accumulating. Yeah, and this looks like it looks like manipulation. For it to be an SMT, if the draw on liquidity is touched, I consider that an SMT. Okay, still kind of just accumulating. Okay, NASDAQ does take out these highs, but again, it just still kind of feels like we're manipulating. But I guess ES takes out these highs too. I don't love how price is moving right now. I'm not like in a rush into a trade. I think I'm still gonna wait to see if we can find a sell model here. So I might like fast forward to like 11:30, 12-ish. See if we get a sell model. So like we manipulate these highs in here. See if ES is displacing at all in the 15-second. Because now we're trending downward. Inverse that 15-second gap. See if we displace below this low right here, in which case I'll take a continuation. Okay, we do. Let's find out where our draws on liquidity are to the sell side. That's the 1 hour. Whoops. So we have liquidity resting here. Here, we don't need to mark that one out. Here. And we could leave runners here if we think price is going to continue to go lower. So let's look at the 15-second one more time. So we know where our entry's at for a short here. Now, where would our stops want to be at? We haven't really created any gaps on the 5-minute. Don't have any gaps in the 3-minute. Okay, let's just make the initial move like a 2-to-1. Let's put the stops at these highs of the 5-minute candle, and then we'll leave runners down here. And let's just see how price moves. We swept these lows. Oh, okay, we would have gotten our 2R basic, or it would have been a 1.5. Wow. If we would put our stop loss 1 tick higher, that's brutal. The way you puff that vape is so tough. Dude, Carlos is bullying me, bro. Mods ban him. Mods ban him. Time him out. Time him out for 67 days. If you guys really want to know how to watch the market, you gotta watch the 7-minute time frame. That's where Enigma really shows its true colors. What's our journal? Can I see my fucking... No, I want to see my journal, bud. Yeah, a little bit of a rough streak. 3 losses here in a row. I think we're still profitable on the account. Yeah, but not super great. Okay, now here I'm comfortable that we... Oh, I should have also seen we were probably in a discount too. Rats. Okay, so we have a pseudo clean change in the state. We're not really displacing any above any highs. That kind of got taken already. Feeling bullish on the 4 hour. Feeling a bit more bearish on the 1 hour. Let's go to market open here, see what we get. Let's just, again, look for the market to show its colors. And I kind of want to see a little bit of accumulation before I take a move here. Longs are looking good just from the eye test. But again, I want to see a little bit of manipulation before I enter anything here. This is our manipulation leg, it would appear. Okay, 15-second. You don't really get a clean change in the states. What, 30-second? What are we looking like here? We do displace above these highs. Let's see how we treat this fair value gap. Do we revisit it? No. Let's revisit this gap. Yeah, longs are looking good. Yeah, I'm still probably down to take longs here. All right, Carlos, see you, bro. But what tips if you can't find your own strategy? Yeah, I get what you're saying, Chris. Right now, I'm specifically testing all-time highs, which is somewhere I don't really have a lot of experience trading. And it's also, I'm purposely trading not great market conditions, like the fact that ES and NASDAQ are moving very uncorrelated. So that's why we backtest. It's things like this that help me find my strategy, and I do the studying off stream. I do see what you're saying, though. But also, I will point out that we are still profitable in this backtesting session. I do got to go to sleep as well, dude. It's only 7:30 my time, but I wake up pretty early. I just want to, got to get some work in. Still feeling good about longs here. At least I think so. Let me see. 5 minute. I don't think it looks bad. That looks like this. I mean, this was our manipulation leg. We had a clean inverse of this gap. Put stops at these lows here. This looks pretty textbook. We'll just target all of this buy side for a 1 to 1.5. And this is pretty standard here. Pretty standard. Let's see if we break the losing streak. What the hell am I looking at? Oh, 5 minute. I want to see this on the 1 minute candle. We did take this internal liquidity here. I think ES took our draw. Brutal. Okay, we'll close half here to get our winning day. And then we'll go break even because ES did take our draw on liquidity. Let's see if that saved us. No, we just chop around. All right, whatever. Solid entry, but maybe should have taken it on ES. But NASDAQ was the lagging index there. Still take a dub. Still take a dub on the trade. But, not really the risk to reward that we want to see there. Okay. Next day here. Oh. Krish, I'll be honest with you. If you want, people that I think are really, really solid to learn from, I think ICT himself is great. That's where I learned the most from, was just the ICT memberships. Like the 2022 is great. 2016 is good. TJR is good for beginners. I think Justin Werlein is really good. He teaches exactly what ICT trades. I think he just does it a bit more in a way that the brain rot era can... You guys know what I'm saying? Where Justin Werlein, He can kind of do it for the younger generation. There's a lot more visuals on screen, and I think it's easier to keep up with. Oh, you were saying if you see, I was projecting. You were saying if you can't find your own strategy, like if you don't know what works well for you. Now I feel like a dickhead. I thought you were saying like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but how can you not find your own strategy? Yeah, Krish, I would say spend a lot of time backtesting and kind of just get familiar with the market and also look at those guys. TT Trades is goated as well. W pull Carlos. That's an insane pull. TT Trades is great. That's how I learned about SMTs. Anytime you hear about something like an SMT, a fair value gap, anything like that, and you want to learn more about it, go to TT Trades. Goated. He's another guy that like teaches stuff that people pay for. TT Trades is goated. TT Trades is absolutely goated, 100%. Oh my God, chat, we've gained 15 subs this stream. W's in the chat. W's in the chat. What should I do for 1,000 subs? I feel like I got to do something important. Got to do something important for 1,000 subs. I want to go here until we at least crack a... Cracking. You know I'm cracking. I kind of want to go here until we crack... Yeah, we dropped our win rate to 64 and a 1R. Still profitable, but... Damn, this needs to be higher to 60. Brutal. I want to keep going here until we... Start dorking it. Start dorking. Dude, who let the younger generation have opportunities to make money, bro? Gen Z with money caught me funded when you reach. Yes, he does. Also, let me show you another cool thing. You guys, I can't show you my YouTube, guys. My YouTube is so cooked. I'm just looking at my YouTube right now. I'll show you a couple great videos. This is really good. This was saucy for me when I was new. This webinar here, trading webinar with TJR Trades, it really does have a lot of value. This is really good. What else is good? What else is good that I've seen? ICT is great. Justin Werlein's great. But this is one of the things that I watched and I was like, oh, this teaches me a lot. But yeah, everything that I learned mechanically, I learned through those guys. Yeah, you want to go to ICT, bro. ICT is goated. ICT is good. But also, like, at some point, you got to, like, you can't get analysis paralysis, and you just have to learn what makes the market move and be able to identify how the market, like, why the market's moving to the best of your ability. Like, past a certain point, consuming more content doesn't help you. It just hurts you. Like earlier, I said less is more. And like, that's why I'm very apprehensive to add things to my strategy because, you know what I mean? Like my strat's working. Like, do I really need to continue? Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of deal. But whenever I run into problems, it's kind of like building an engine. Like, you know, it runs for a little bit and then it stops. Okay, why'd it stop working? Let's add to it. Let's fix it. I've never seen Colin Jones, never seen Sir Pickle, but I'll take your word for it. Yeah. Again, but like everything that I learned for the mechanics of my model, I just kind of learned about everything ICT. Again, I put that in parentheses because ICT didn't create those concepts, but that's not the point. But like everything like I think trading is much more about psychology and knowing how to trade fundeds. I'll go full screen for this. I think this is an important gem. Again, for those of you that have never seen my videos before and are just kind of watching me now, again, this isn't a flex, but I think understanding why it's worth listening to me is important. I've taken $15,000 in top step payouts in the past 30 days. I have all the receipts on my channel, and I only started trading funded accounts in March of this year. I started learning how to trade 5 months ago, and I'm already more profitable than 99% of people that trade fundeds. And why is that? It's because it doesn't take a long time to learn a profitable strategy. You can learn how to trade the mechanics that I trade within 30 days. That's what I did. I studied trading and I was paper trading on TradingView. I paid for a premium subscription, right? It's not a flex. I'm being honest. It's really not a flex. It's just like when I'm learning from somebody, I want to know why it's worth learning from them. Like, would you want to be taking advice from a guy who's never taken a payout before? Probably not. I take advice from people that I want to be like. That's why I don't take personal advice from people in my personal life, because a lot of people in my personal life I don't want to be like. Not that I envy people or I idolize people, but you got to get an idea of, why somebody's worth listening to. Now, there's a lot of great people to listen to. That's why I recommend them. But like your mechanics to your model, you can learn that within 30 days. Go on TradingView, paper trade market open to forward test, and then at night back test and study with a notebook, and keep doing that until you have a positive win rate and a positive RR. Then what it comes down to is how do you trade fundeds and how do you trade, how do you manage your psychology? That's what it comes down to. So really just spend a lot of time back testing and forward testing, actually trade market open with paper trading. And once you get a grasp for that, then you can start buying funded accounts. And then you take my advice on how to trade funded accounts. And a great guy for psychology is, someone in chat's definitely going to know this. Yeah, wanting bread ASAP is going to fuck you up. If you're trading because you want money, you're not doing it right. Not calling you out, Krish, either. I'm just saying, like, that's general rule of thumb. Like, if you're thinking about getting a payout in XYZ, it's going to fuck up your mental. Who's that guy? I think his name is like Salman Hewson. Some of you guys might know who I'm talking about. That guy's great for psychology. Cole Trades is great for psychology. What's that guy? Somebody in chat's got to know. There's 19 people in here that trade. Someone's got to know who I'm talking about. It's like Solomon. He's like some sort of Arab. I don't know his ethnicity, but he's like Middle Eastern of sorts. Busy back testing right now to see what's up. All good, Carlos. All good, man. Appreciate the nice words in chat, by the way. But yeah, there's a lot of people to learn those things from. Let's get back to back testing. I feel like I had to drop that gem really quick. Hopefully it was a gem. At least I think it was. Okay, so here, again, I'm just feeling bullish, but like we could be, it looks like we're also very much out of the 4 hour. Let me look at the daily. Let me see what the bias is on the daily chart. So we have this daily imbalance here. Oh, Posty, you remembered earlier. Process-oriented, baby. Absolutely. Profits are the outcome of the process. Focus on the process. 100%. 100%. Why is this? This is so annoying. Okay, I think this gap is something like this. It's not loading every candle. So the daily, we're inside of a daily fair value gap. We have a volume SMT. I'm not even going to get into volume SMT, but we do have a volume SMT as NASDAQ displaces lower than ES through consequent encroachment. Oh, we're not even at market open. Whoops. Okay, let's get to market open. Looks like we're rejecting this. So we're still bullish on the daily time frame. We're still bullish. Now we have an opportunity here to rebalance to this daily gap. So that's interesting. Also, I'm noticing now when you zoom out to the daily, sometimes the SMTs are a lot more telling. I'm going to keep that in mind. Solomon Nas, that's his name. Solomon, I think so. Let me see. This guy, if you, Salmon, if you struggle with your psychology, this guy's a stud. I think he does have a course, and that's okay, because I think I'm probably going to sell a course at some point too. But yeah, this guy's good for psychology. Basically, volume SMT is literally just what it sounds like. So there wasn't like a relevant high or low that was taken, but like in this inefficiency, we see that NASDAQ ran lower in this gap than ES did, right? NASDAQ almost completely touches the bottom of this range, but ES hovers around consequent encroachment. So that means that there was an imbalance still between buyers and sellers, which is what creates an SMT. When there's an imbalance of sellers or buyers toward a draw on liquidity than the opposing index. So that would be a volume SMT. It's worth looking. I think TT Trades has a video on volume SMTs. I might be mistaken. But yeah, I'm feeling bullish. Bullish. I'm feeling a bull run. I'm feeling a bull run. Bull run. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a bull run. Displace above these highs for me. Be a good bitch and displace above these highs. But we also sweep all of the buy side liquidity. Like, it's gone. There's no more buy side liquidity. Oh, dude, this fucking sucks. Yes, consequent encroachment is the midpoint of a fair value gap. And basically, you just look to see how it gets treated. You want to see price respect consequent encroachment of a fair value gap if you're using it as support. 5 minute. Yeah, huge displacement move up. Huge displacement move up, man. Huge displacement. Huge displacement. What's up? Welcome to the chat. Good to see you guys. Good to see everybody popping in. So again, we just took all of the buy side liquidity. So I'd kind of expect us to see accumulation here. Yeah, see. What I'm talking about. Dude, price action, whatever period of, if you guys were trading June of last year, I'm so sorry for you guys. This price action is god awful. Okay, now we're dumping. But not really. We kind of just manipulate a little bit. What are we doing? Time is it? 10:30 already? Jesus. Yeah, we're just, I mean, I guess all the liquidity is on the sell side, right? 15 minute. If we can retrace here, I would take an entry off of that. It's looking like that was kind of manipulation to go lower. But wait a minute. Maybe this is the manipulation leg to go higher. No, we didn't take these lows. We were just a hair away from taking these lows. We had a change in the state on the 1 minute, but that might not mean much. Oh, but it might mean something. It means absolutely nothing. I think, honestly, this is good enough for me to enter on. We take out this internal liquidity. We are respecting the change in the state of delivery on the 15 minute. Yeah, I pray for you guys that are trading, that traded that. What's the difference between volume imbalance and regular imbalances? Imbalance is a term that's used a lot. I was referring to a volume SMT, which means that there was more buyers than sellers on one of the indexes, and that can be a sign of manipulation inside of a PD array. I'm going to take this, though. God, I hope I win this, dude. Maybe that's why I'm losing all my trades, because Trump is my kryptonite. Maybe I can't trade when Trump is president. That's not a political statement, by the way. That's comedy. Let's all get on the same page about that. W comedy. I would want to see us, again, respect the change in the state, but I am going to just make this a clean 2R. Clean 2R. And I like that because it gives me a little bit more support with this 15-minute imbalance. I think we have really strong draws here. I think we at least take out these lows here, and then we can look to reduce risk. I'm entering here on the 1 minute on this fair value gap because we sweep these internal highs. We have, there's no SMT here, but I just think the draw is clearly lower. So let's see what we think. Oh, I think I risked too much on that. So we are risking a full band. All right, I guess we're here. Wow, Jewish fake out of hell. Jewish fake out from hell. Dude, the Jews got me, dude. Again, I think that's a solid entry right there. I think that's very solid continuation. It just happened to not work. You know, what can you say here? Let's see where price ends up wanting to go. So yeah, fuck my analysis. Price wanted to go higher. Shout out Trump, dude. That was a standard entry. I agree. What's our stats looking like here? 60% win rate, 1R. That's pretty rough. That's pretty rough. That is pretty rough. Yeah. What time is it? I did start stream earlier, and I'm pretty gassed, chat. So I think that's going to be it for backtesting. We did bring up the win rate to 1R. That's what we said. We want to increase the win rate, but we had to drop our win rate by 15%. So that's, yeah. Guys, I'm going to be honest. Here, it's not the R. This, I was being a bit dramatic. This is not horrendous stats. This is enough to be profitable. This is enough to be profitable. You're on the cusp of profitability, but like it's still profitable. What would look a lot better is 70+% win rate and minimum 1.5R. Minimum 1.5R. That's going to be a lot better. But yeah, this isn't horrible. Like if I had a week or a month where my stats looked like that, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, I'm such a bad trader. Because it's, yeah, again, especially with the price action and shit that we're trading. I'm going to look into maybe just skipping days when there's bad price action. Because I noticed like a lot of times I'll look at shit and be like, I don't really want to trade this, but I still look for an entry anyways. Any questions before we dip? Also, let me check one thing really quickly. We gained like hella subs on this stream. I don't know what the hell's been going on with you guys, but you guys are going fucking nuts. Yeah, we're at 656 subs, which is insane work. We've literally gained, I think, like 170 subscribers. The channel has got... Let me actually just go to my analytics. I think I can do that with the YouTube Creator app. Chat, get me to 10K. I was thinking about this. When would I feel comfortable quitting my job if YouTube was able to replace my income? To an extent. Like, if YouTube could make me $5,000 a month, that would take a lot of the pressure off of me having to make all my money trading. Let me look at... where are my analytics at? Yeah, in the past... Look at the views, guys. This is like 2 days worth. Imagine this price action, guys. This is W price action, bro. This is W price action on the views. Insane. This is like basically all of this shit came from the past couple days. Like, look at the watch time. Look at the watch time, guys. This is incredible. Like, look at the subs. It hasn't even fully updated yet. It says we're up 100 in the past however many days. Look at this price action, guys. This is insane. Look at that growth. You guys are killing it. I literally, like, it sounds so corny, but like, I can't make that happen. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be people out there watching my content, which is so cool. Oh my God. 43,000 impressions, chat? You think I quit when I hit a money spread? You think I'd take my payout out in cash and go flex on the haters? I hit a money spread with the Balenci fit with the Rick Owens on and the bust down Cardi. You think that's when I quit my job? Man, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Well, hey, y'all have a good night. I appreciate all of you for tuning into the stream. I should be passing these evals pretty quickly, and you should be able to, again, see the process of passing evals. I think I've passed like 15 evaluations on this channel. Once again, thank you guys so much for the support. When I first started this channel, I didn't know if it was a good idea or not, because I felt like I had so much more added pressure. If I had a bad day, I had to show it to you guys. If I blow an account, I have to show it to you guys, because I'm all about complete transparency. I want you guys to see every single step of the journey. And, you know, I'll put it this way. I met somebody in person for the first time who also trades, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I talked to them at the gym for no joke, probably 2 to 3 hours. Not a joke. And Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Trying to get my phone on the charger. I talked to them for like 2 to 3 hours, and I just couldn't stop thinking about how cool it was to know somebody personally who trades that I can share my wins with, share my losses with. Now we text every single morning. How's the market treating you? You know, it's really cool, man. And the reason I say that is because I want to do my best to be that for you guys. And that includes me showing you all my wins, all my payouts, all my losses, all my blown accounts. And at first, when I first started, I thought that was more added pressure, but I realized that you guys actually help to hold me accountable because I can't do bullshit. Otherwise, you guys are going to go, this is a bullshit guy. I don't want to learn from a bullshit guy. To Clan Barry, I think that's my first time seeing your name. Welcome to the chat, bro. Stream's basically ending, but good to see you. Maybe you've been lurking. But yeah, that's basically it for the stream, guys. Hope you guys have a good night. Probably streaming tomorrow. We will see. But with that being said, study. Good luck on the charts tomorrow. See ya. Oh, also, one more time. All right, see you guys.